So you think you know a lot about private equity, eh? Well, we're going to test your knowledge. Today, we have 3 questions for you on regulations in private equity. So let's get started. Question number 1. Which of the following is most responsible for the growth in the private debt industry? A. Sarbanes-Oxley. B. Dodd-Frank. C. The new SEC regulations that came out on August 23rd, 2023. Or D. The fall of Enron. The answer is B. Dodd-Frank. After the global financial crisis in 2010, the Dodd-Frank Act was introduced. The act put quite a lot of restrictions on bank lending, but there was still demand from companies for loans. So private debt funds emerged to fill this demand. Some of these private debt funds already existed, and some of these private debt funds were newly created, mostly by private equity firms. To learn more about the side effects of regulation, including more details on how Dodd-Frank led to the growth of the private debt industry, please check out our video titled Side Effects of Regulation, a Private Equity Perspective. Okay, so let's move on to question number 2. Which of the following were motivations for the SEC to come out with new private equity regulations on August 23rd, 2023? A. Lack of disclosure requirements. B. Preferential treatment given to certain investors. C. Conflicts of interest in secondary transactions. Or D. All of the above. The answer is D. All of the above. The SEC believed that there were not enough disclosure requirements in the private equity industry. Some investors were getting too much preferential treatment through side letters, which many times weren't disclosed. And for certain secondary transactions, there should be an additional independent opinion. To learn more about the details of the new private equity regulations, please check out our video titled Breaking Down the 2023 SEC Private Equity Regulations. Okay, so let's move on to question number 3. Which of the following is usually a result of increased disclosure requirements in an industry? A. More transparency in the industry. B. Investors will have more information to review than before. C. Increased costs in reporting in the industry. Or D. All of the above. The answer is D. All of the above. By requiring private equity firms to increase their disclosures as part of the new 2023 regulations, the SEC aims to increase the transparency of the industry. This is a valid goal since it will result in investors having more information to review when making investment decisions. With that said, it will probably create a large disincentive for smaller private equity firms to launch and will benefit existing larger private equity firms that have the resources to abide by the new regulations. Since large private equity firms have more bargaining power over investors, the new regulations may result in the unintended consequence of putting investors at a disadvantage when coming to negotiations with private equity firms. To learn more about the new SEC regulations and potential impacts, please check out our video titled Breaking Down the 2023 SEC Private Equity Regulations. Those are the 3 questions for today. How'd you do? Please let us know in the comments. And while you're there, let us know if you have any recommendations for future questions. We'll be posting more quiz videos to test your PE knowledge. So remember to hit that subscribe button.